take this shit seriously. If you don't care and you're like, I don't care, it's not that important to me, great. This is not the podcast for you to listen to. You go ahead and continue to be mediocre. Boss bitch. Boss bitch. All right. Why are we here today, Boss Bitch Radio fans? We are feeling super ranty about contest prep things. Specifically because we're in the height of the competition season right now.
Somebody heard that too. It's Monica. Haha. Then we know it's true.
Okay. We squirreled on that.
She's logical.
Okay. She's very logical.
Okay.
We have a lot of clients in competition prep. You know, we're seeing a lot of things online. We hear all the things, talking with other coaches.
Yes.
And so we just are kind of going to go off a little bit. What prompted this? I don't even know exactly what the topic was today, but
What do you mean? This competition prep is our life right now because everybody's in prep.
yes.
Monica just competed. We've got girls that are 3 weeks out. We got girls that are 9 weeks out. We've got girls that are competing at the end of the year. We got girls that want to ask us about
We got
competing.
girls
Yeah,
everywhere.
Yes. I mean, they're asking about competing.
Yeah.
They want to look like a competitor, but they don't want to do the shit that a competitor does.
Right.
So,
And I think this is when and it's not because I haven't done these things, right? Because I have. Let's be real. Like I've done a lot of these things.
I'm pretty sure we've done all of these things at least once.
Yeah. There were periods when like I didn't do them and like, you know, or whatever. And clearly it worked to my benefit.
Right.
So I'm coming from a place of understanding. So when I'm ranting, I'm also ranting at the shit that I used to do.
Right. I think this is also like goes to show like when I had somebody ask the other day, he's like, I have a question. He's like, I love your podcast. I think you and Diane are like Batman and Robin. And he's like, I think it's great. He's like, but I have a question. I'm like, what? Yeah, of course. Like, what's up? What can I do for you? He's like, bitches. When you call them bitches, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And I was
It's
like,
a compliment.
I was like, listen, if they're our friends, bitches is good. If they ain't our friends,
Bitches is bad.
bitches may not be good. Okay. But so this is kind of along the same lines, you guys. We play a lot. We talk a lot of shit. We're going to talk a lot of shit on some things. You might have done these things. You might have thought these things. We might have done these things too, but we're going to bring light to it. We're going to have a fucking good time. We're always laughing about it. So don't take anything too seriously. However, if you have done some of these things, maybe you'll learn a few.
So let's start with probably the thing that I feel is underrated in terms of ruining people's contest prep because it ruins people's fat loss a lot of times. So it only makes sense that in the extreme case of fat loss, which is contest prep, that it will also ruin that. Okay. Which is socializing. Okay. Let's be fucking real. All right. Up until a certain point in your prep, it becomes increasingly challenging to be social.
Yes.
Now, I'm not typically a socially kind of person by nature. So that wasn't the most challenging thing for me. It was hard for me to grasp. It was hard for me to understand why people couldn't just lock themselves into contest prep mode for 30 weeks. Like, I'm like, what do you mean you can't go out to dinner or whatever, right? So that part to me was a little strange. And then I became more friendly and had friends and stuff.
It's difficult.
And started doing things. And now because I'm really enjoying that, I can't imagine going back into contest prep. Right? Like, because I value this now because I didn't get it for so long.
Right.
Right. Like I was talking to my partner I think it was last night or the night before. And I was telling him, you know, it hindered a lot of my relationships. It put a big stress on my relationships. And he's like, what do you mean it affected your relationships? And I'm like, I mean, I was the center of my own universe and I took this shit very seriously. So it was like, I was taking my food everywhere. Like I wouldn't go places, like that whole thing. And so at some point I'm like, you know, it's just easier to be single forever.
While you were being a single, you know, I think what people don't understand is that this sport is so selfish. It is the most selfish thing I've ever really done.
Definitely.
Like with training and all that. And even at that, you know, I still train a shitload. I'm still on my shit, but there is a different level of selfishness that you need when you're on prep. And it affects everybody around you, whether you make that a point or not. You know, even if you're like self-sufficient and you can make everything happen, people still know you're on prep.
Yeah.
And it's still not that easy.
No.
No.
And it's easy to just say like, oh, that'll be fine. I'll just take my food with me, right? Like I'll pack my food. And I'm not saying that I have athletes that pull it off and they make it work.
Yeah.
And they have it down to a science, or they travel for work. And like, there's things like that. And I'm not saying it's not possible. I see people do it, but it is so much more difficult to think that you're going to be able to uphold your, like if you're a pretty social person where you go to like all the birthday parties and baby showers and bridal showers and everybody's, you know, parties and all that. And like summers on the boat and like all that stuff. It is very challenging to be in contest prep with trying to be the jack of all trades with your social group.
Oh yeah.
Something is going to suffer, you know, your sleep because you're going out, you're doing all the things. Peer pressure. A lot of times your friends are like, it's just a bite, it's just a drink, it's just a this, or your boyfriend or, you know, husband or partner or whatever.
I mean, that's even a huge thing with lifestyle clients, you know. Now with that, you have a little bit of like freedom, but with prep, there is no freedom. Okay. If you have this goal, you have this coach, you want this change, you cannot deviate from the plan. If you deviate from the plan, you're not doing the things.
And you're going to wonder why you look like shit. You know? So that's the thing too, just because we're coaches, and I know that there are other coaches out there that send this podcast to their athletes, which I've heard through the grapevine, or their clients. When you are checking in with your coach, just be fucking honest. Like if you ate an entire tub of popcorn, I need to know that, because then I am trying to whip up the science project of which is your results.
Right.
And I'm not factoring in your 1,000 calorie bucket of movie popcorn that you had, right? So like you have to be honest with your coach, because like you're a grown ass woman, dog. Like if you want to eat a fucking bucket of popcorn, great. You probably just set yourself back. Like it's just a fact.
Right.
I'm not going to judge you, because I've done stupid shit like that too. But I also told my coach, you know, because I was, you know, like not going to have him ripping his hair out trying to figure out
what happened.
What'd you do?
Right.
Do you remember how many times I had to tell Casey I ate the pantry?
I was the first one to know about it. And then Casey was the second.
Because I had to be like, oh my God, I have to tell Casey. Casey probably wanted to kill me.
I bet. Yeah, I kind of wanted to like.
You wanted to kill me too.
Yeah. There was that.
So I'm saying I've done this, but I also I'm just brutally honest by nature with everything. I feel like in everybody, that I was not going to withhold that information. So you have to be
it defeats the
forthcoming.
purpose of having a coach. If you can't be honest with your coach, that's a problem in itself. I think with us, we've kind of seen and done everything. I mean, not everything, but we've been around the block a couple of times, you know, and we've done this for a little bit, and I feel like we know a lot. And if we don't know all the things, we can't make like a good plan for you to go ahead from here.
Yeah, it throws off the whole you know, outcome of what that check-in could look like. Right. Like I'm over here, we have so much data on our check-ins that I'm skimming through their MyFitnessPal. I'm looking at their meal plan. I'm looking at their measurements. I'm looking at their scale weight.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, something's not adding up.
I have a fucking rant.
Your period's not coming. Like you're pooping fine. Everything looks great on paper. What the fuck?
Listen, if you're on a meal plan, you still need to track your fucking food. God damn it.
It's helpful. I mean, I prefer it for the way we do things.
I feel like it's better for the competitor. It was better for me. I knew what was happening. I knew where it was at. We knew what macros were every day. There was always the same food.
Yeah. Plus it teaches you in the process.
Yeah.
You know, like I know how many grams of carbs Quaker salt-free rice cakes have. I know how many calories there are, right? Like
in my head, it's in the Bible.
Right. And so like I'm pretty good if I don't have a client's meal plan in front of me, or it's like stage day and I'm like trying to fill them up a little bit or whatever. And I can be like, okay, we probably need about more carbs, and that's going to be this many rice cakes or this many grams of rice or whatever. I only would have known that if I was tracked macros for as long as I did.
You know what I think people don't really know about competition as well is that usually, you know, you always see these advertisements from whoever, whatever, Joe Schmo on the block saying that you can prep, you can get to stage while eating a shit ton of carbs. It's not fucking true. Okay. Yeah. And if it is, you are genetically gifted. Okay. I don't know a lot of people that are. So yeah, you have to be ready for your calories to get really fucking low. Your cardio is going to get really high. I'm not saying like cardio every day. I'm saying like cardio twice a day. Mm-hmm. And if you're not doing cardio twice a day and you're in prep and you're like however many weeks out, be fucking grateful.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you who that is. Okay. The people that are contest prepping that are getting away with doing minimal amounts of cardio are usually several things. One, they're already pretty lean.
Right. They just walk around lean.
That's
just how their body is.
They're pretty lean. They're genetically predispositioned for that metabolically. Like they just burn through a lot of food and they're primed for that. They didn't get too far off their stage weight if they're a reoccurring competitor. Right. Like they stayed pretty relative. We just had to shave off. For me, anything under 15 pounds is about close to stage weight. Yeah. Right. So, I mean, I'm give or take, but 15 pounds, if you stayed about that, you have managed a good level of body fat. You won't have to likely dip into 2-a-days is what I'm finding with my athletes. Okay.
Right.
The other ones are people who never did cardio ever. Like at all. And then you just start to introduce it. And their body just responds like super fast because they have not acclimated to a high level of movement. Right. So I know when I have a lot of first-time competitors, this is usually the case because they have to get jacked up into like, you know, more movement than they're used to.
Right.
And so their cardio isn't as high as some of my girls who have been competing for years, who get way too fat in the off season. Hi, that's me.
Hi.
Yeah. Genetically, we're not born to be this super lean person walking around and, you know, I don't know if I said this already, but have competed multiple times.
Yeah.
So you're going to see that population of people, at least in my experience, likely doing 2-a-days of cardio and or subpar calories that are like absolutely asinine.
Yeah. Did you hear that? And both. Then this goes into the next thing is that you're not starving. Okay. Even if your calories are subpar and they're low.
Yeah.
You're still not fucking starving.
If you're eating like 1,500 calories a day on prep, you're not starving.
Oh my gosh.
That's me.
So much.
For me, 1,500 calories. And again, we're just fucking making broad statements here, but this is just from coaching people for over 10 years.
This is from my
doing
own
16
prep.
shows.
This is my own prep,
you know, and having lots of women that have gone through our coaching programs, not even just contest prep, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 1,500 calories in contest prep. I mean, depending where you're at, like you should shut the fuck up. Like, you know, I swear my last 6 weeks I was on like 900. You've been down to like 1,000, right?
Yeah.
So it can get pretty fucking scary. And you're also doing copious amounts of cardio at some point.
So much.
Again, some people are different. I have one girl right now who is 3 weeks out. This is our third show together, okay, that I've put her through. She's not local. She's doing 1 day of stairs a week.
Oh, wow.
Okay. 80 floors takes her 15 to 17 minutes.
Wow.
And like I have her on, I think it may be like between 12 and 13,000 steps.
Wow.
She's 3 weeks out.
That's crazy.
Okay. An anomaly.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not my work. I hate when coaches try to act like, yeah, these are my clients. They're all eating 350 grams of carbs 2 weeks out. I'm like, bull fucking shit. Okay. That's probably like your stellar client.
Your one client.
That you want to paint a picture to suck all the other clients in. I don't know if I remember telling you this, but when I first started posting Erica Phillips, because this is the first pro that I acquired, right? When I started posting her in the beginning, I was like, results not typical.
Right.
Okay. Like
I do know this.
I did make that disclaimer. Like, she is a phenom. She's genetically gifted.
She's always been built.
Okay.
That is
does
different.
not take away the hard work that she's done by any means, because she's a fucking workhorse. But she was primed to be an athlete.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, yes, I got her to stage. We, won a lot. She got her pro card. Super, like, yes, that was my mastery. But also, if she was not genetically gifted, that doesn't matter. Like, the perfect program wouldn't have made her a pro.
Right. So we're touching on genetics right now. Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
In tandem, but yes.
Okay.
We were talking about
carbs.
Yeah. Being dieting and just like, you're going to likely be doing a lot of cardio, if you have a lot of body fat to lose. It's going to take some time to do that.
There was a point where, like sometimes you would check in every week, right? Once you get closer to show with us, you're checking in like every 3 days, and then you're checking in like every day with us, like via text message. But there's a point in my prep where it was just like, there's cardio twice a day, every day. You don't really get a day off.
Yeah, because we got fat.
Hey, I don't regret it.
Listen, Linda, before someone comes for me, I'm not fat shaming. Okay. No. We gained a lot of body fat.
Too much. Okay. Too much to keep us close to stage weight, to be able to have an easy prep. Okay.
And so we just talk shit on ourselves when that happens, because in the bodybuilding world, that's just something that comes out of our mouths. Yes. I let myself get too fat in the off season. Yes. This next prep is going to suck. Right.
Exactly.
And we know that. So that's not the case for everybody. Not everybody's doing 2 hours of cardio. Sometimes it's like a last ditch effort. Sometimes it's clients fucked off a lot and ate the pantry. And we're just like, we have to figure out how we're going to get this off. Again, this is not fucking healthy. And I would never advise this to a normal human being who just wants to get a flat stomach or, lose 5 pounds or whatever.
Competing is not easy. In fact, if it is, then you're not ready for stage. It eventually gets hard to walk or even stand up.
Yeah. And this is a male bodybuilder speaking, but
yes,
I have witnessed this. I have gone through it. I've seen you go through it. I've seen Monica go through it.
I'm just going to sit down for a second.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a challenge,
Yeah. So be very honest with yourself if this is something that you want to do. Now, I'll tell you right now, it's the most fucking rewarding thing I've ever done and the best feeling that I've ever had because of all the hard work that I did to accomplish such a huge goal. So that is my reason to push you to do it. But we're also not going to lie to you and say that this shit is fucking easy, because it's not.
No. And I mean, I don't feel like we fully dove into the understanding the level of hunger that you are going to feel, right? Like, also just so you guys know, like, this was a combination of like my rants, her rants, my daughter, she's a coach. I also solicited the advice of Jake Kydell at True Fitness, because he's an IFBB pro. And I was like, yo, I'm going to do a podcast. Like, because we always, riff and rant or whatever. Clearly we have, our relationship of years, many. So I had him on speaker and I'm like, okay, talk to me. He coaches athletes too. So the hunger is fucking real.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that when you're a normie and you're hungry, you just eat. Right. Like, it's just the natural, like, just being a human. This is just what we were built to do, is to answer those hunger cues. And in bodybuilding, you're going against that. So you're having to relearn how to trust your body's hunger cues, know that you're not really starving, especially if you're the type of person that's used to eating until you're like full or over full.
Yeah.
Then you're fucked.
It's going to suck.
It's going to really, really suck
hurt.
Because you're not going to like the feeling of being hungry, and your instinct is just going to be to eat.
Yeah. I mean, there's a point in my off season when I'm like, oh, my stomach growled. Am I on a diet? Because
I hate that.
Exactly.
I don't like the feeling of being over full.
No.
And I think that's something that I struggled with a lot post show. We both did, because our leptin levels are just they don't even exist. So our bodies, our brain and our stomach is like, I don't know if I'm hungry. I'm just going to keep eating.
I feel like unless you have like a shitty coach, you shouldn't be starving at like 8 weeks, 12 weeks out.
You're going to be hungry.
I mean, you're going to be hungry, but you're not starving. And that's like the idea of it, right? You're probably going to be starving maybe like 3-ish weeks out. Also, I fucking ate cod for 8 weeks, people.
8 weeks. Imagine.
And then it continued. When I continued competing.
Imagine eating white fish. How many meals a day? 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like 4 or 5 meals
for breakfast.
4 or 5 meals a day of straight cod, and for 8 weeks. Not a cheat meal in sight.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, is that going to go into the next rant?
Cheat meals. Cheat meals. So this is such an ugly word. I just hate cheat meals. I don't like it. I never have liked it. This is how I was raised in the bodybuilding world. But I get it.
We were talking about that.
What were you guys talking about?
No, you.
Oh, me?
Remember we were talking about how you would have like just hours to go eat whatever.
Let me share with you back in the day, back in my time when I competed in the very beginning, the coach that I had. So when I decided to take on the competition thing, he gives me a meal plan. And I've talked about this before in prior podcasts where he like hands it to me. Well, first before that, he's like, I need you to do this pre diet. It's like the pre-prep, right?
Right.
Like how I do with my clients.
Yeah.
He gave me a meal plan. He's like, if you can stick to this for 3 weeks, send me progress pictures. Let me know how much weight you lose. Then we'll talk about competing.
Right.
And I looked at it and I was like, there's no beer on here. There's no sandwiches on here. He's like, yeah, D, that's not on a diet. And I was like, okay. So I did it probably to like 80% because, you know, I don't follow the rules. So
I'm a C student.
Yeah. I was like, it's fine. It's better than what I was doing. And it's not completely perfect, you know, whatever. So I think I lost 7 pounds or something like that. So he was like, okay, great. Gives me my contest prep diet. And I follow that to religion because I decided when I wanted to compete, I was not going to make him fool of myself.
Okay, good.
I was like, I'm going to do exactly what he says because for years I've been doing what's in the magazines and it's not working. Well, the problem is I was fucking off on the weekends. And I found that out very quickly. In like I was drinking beer on the weekends and going to P. Wexford's and like doing all that shit, right? So when I get my contest prep meal plan, literally if it was not on there, it did not go in my mouth. And I think that whole prep, the only thing that I ever did that was cheating was I had 2 tablespoons of almond butter. Right. I know.
That must have been your best prep.
That was my best prep. You know, I believe I came in 6 weeks early. So I was ready 6 weeks ahead of time. Now, if any of you have been in contest prep, you know that 6 weeks early sounds absolutely awful. Like nobody's going to like, I agree. Like, sure, if you walk around like that normally and it's not that far off. But for me, 6 weeks early was like, I had to hold my conditioning.
Yeah.
And
That's also not,
it's not pleasant.
It's not easy.
No, it's not.
No.
So he would give me these refeeds. And so the very first one he gave me, I'll never forget. He said, okay, you have 6 hours to eat whatever you want. And I was like, define whatever you want. He's like, I give 0 fucks. Eat whatever the fuck you want for 6 hours.
Please tell me that's going to be on my check-in this week.
Never, ever, ever.
Damn it.
Okay.
I had to ask.
Look, I fucking went to Walmart. I bought a waffle maker. I bought pancake mix. I think I bought a blender because I wanted to make like a fruit smoothie or something. Doritos.
Oh my God.
I mean, everything I hadn't had for 10 weeks or however many weeks it was. I was like, I'm going to eat everything. And I drug my family down with me. I was like, you guys, we got to do this. I get this cheat meal thing, whatever. They were all happy because they were just tired of me eating my stupid fish and asparagus. After that, I was like, I have an hour left. I'm like, my sister was there. I'm like, do you want to go get Mexican food? She's like, you have room? I'm so grossed out. And I'm like, I've been famished. Yes, I have room. So we went and had chips and salsa and whatever. But that was how I was indoctrinated into the bodybuilding world was these gigantic, massive cheat meals. And then you're sick afterwards.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. And you were sick as a dog right after that.
Sick as a dog.
And you probably felt like shit for days.
Like 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days after. Totally terrible. So there was a difference. Like when my clients get a free meal, I call it a free meal. Like it's a free meal in addition to your meal plan, or we're switching out one of your meals for a free meal.
Right.
And it's structured.
Yes.
So we do more of a structured approach where it's like you get a free meal, but this is what you get to choose from, which is like
kind of
if your
rude.
Husband tells
We're
you
kind of rude, huh?
Your husband tells you get a free pass, but he gets to pick the dude. It's kind of fucked up. Yeah. So I'm here like
sound like fun.
No, exactly. He'll pick some ugly dude,
Yeah.
So
But okay, a burger's not ugly.
No, it's not.
Cute.
But I hardly give out burgers anymore.
I know.
Yeah. So, we have some parameters with free meals, or if we're super close to a prep, it turns into a refeed meal. So it's just more of the food you're already eating. We know how it digests in your body, like all those things. So if you're starving, if you're like, I need a cheat meal, our go-to is like, if you still got a lot of body fat on you, you don't really need a cheat meal, buddy.
No.
Like, you probably just need a structured refeed or something that's like on a heavier body part or something you're trying to grow to kind of get you over the hump or whatever. But you typically don't need a full-on cheat fest.
If you still have fat to lose, you don't need a cheat meal.
Yeah. You don't need a gigantic cheat meal.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, there are like, some of my clients, they are so good on prep that they'll drop like 3 pounds in a week. And if it's something like that and we're far enough out from a show and they still have body fat to lose and I know their history and all their work ethic and things like that, I'm like, okay, today I want you to have it. It's not because they're my favorite, if I'm giving clients free meals further than some of my athletes, it's because I've worked with them before. Or they've been a lifestyle client that was very diligent and then turned into a prep athlete or something. And I'm like, okay, we've established you can follow the rules. You can follow a plan. There's not a lot fucking off.
Right.
That's generally when I will do that, where I'm like, okay, you get to do that a little bit soon. You get to do that a little bit longer than someone who's been just dicking around.
Right. Or somebody that you're not quite sure how their body works yet.
Totally. Which one do we want to talk about?
I don't know.
Next?
We're not even like crossing them off anymore.
Oh my God. Okay. So we talked about hungry versus starving.
Yeah.
We talked about socializing and being successful in prep. Do we feel like
did we talk about that enough?
I don't feel like we talked about that enough.
I mean,
you know why we feel like we didn't talk about that enough? Because we know how important that is.
Yeah. I mean, in prep, absolutely not. You are not getting enough sleep. You're not able to push in your workout the next day. Plus, you're hanging out with people for however many hours, staying awake when you should be at home sleeping, or you're fighting off all of these cravings and like peer pressure to drink or not. And like, that's fucking stressful.
Very stressful.
If you are a lifestyle client, we can make shit happen. Okay. I just had my birthday. I had a great weekend. I didn't gain a pound. Okay. I did for a day after all of the things because we had brunch, lunch, whatever.
All the things.
But right with my check-in, I was back to my lowest weight right before the weekend. So
yeah, because
it's possible.
We've cracked the code.
It's possible. We've made it work. And here I am, being able to do the things. So in competition prep, that is a no. We were talking about this on the walk. Your competition prep is like a second part-time job, but more than that,
it's
because
like full-time.
Yeah, because 4 hours of your day is most likely going to be in the gym.
Close to, yeah. I mean,
especially at the end.
Sometimes at some point that could be entirely possible.
I'm in the gym right now for 2 hours at least right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not even in prep.
But the other thing too is it's so many things. Like if you take this shit seriously, if you don't care and you're like, I don't care, it's not that important to me. Great. This is not the podcast for you to listen to. You go ahead and continue to be mediocre. But if you care, and hopefully if you're doing something as serious as going into a contest prep, you care, right? Like I get there's clients that want to do it as a bucket list thing or whatever.
Well, I mean, listen, the one thing that like motivates me the most is money.
And when you spend it,
when you pay attention.
Yeah.
Okay. So why are you wasting your fucking money if you're not following the plan as your coach is telling you? What do you think that somebody else has something like another shiny object? They're going to have all the answers for you. It's not true. Okay.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the times too is like when people are ready early or they're not feeling like they're doing enough to get to stage, they want to like do more, or they're having a hard time not doing less. I mean, i.e. me when I get too many steps, but that's just a problem of my life.
That is totally a thing as well. It's usually not that case, I will say. We don't see that too often where people, we give them a roadmap and they're like, I need to add more. It does happen. I have had clients happen. And if you're one of those people that is like, well, my coach says I should only be doing, 4 days of whatever cardio, but I want to do 6 because I want to be ready like faster.
Right.
You should probably listen to your coach if you trust them and you know that they've done this before.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I tell my clients with that is like, I love your zealousness about this, but the problem is that if you do this too early, when we are already seeing the amount of change we need, right? Things are progressing as they need to. I'll tell you when they're not. You're compounding the problem of us needing to add more cardio, right? Because the more you layer on, like you don't have as much runway to layer more on should you need that as a tool later on for fat loss.
Right.
And people get stuck in this like, they see the end goal being whatever the day is and they want to like eat it all. Like they want to take a big chunk of that off like right now faster than what their coach has planned.
Right.
Like bodybuilding is a very intricate sport. There's a reason why it should be paced. There's a reason why it should take a certain amount of weeks based on how much body fat you have to lose or how many pounds, you need to lose relative to your last stage weight-ish, that's a process. So if you have, 30 pounds to lose, it's not realistic for you to try to do a 12-week prep.
Oh, hell no.
Unless you want to look like a soggy blanket.
Yes. That's terrible.
So it's that happens a lot too. But then we see the inverse of that where people coast and they kind of pussyfoot and they don't really like dive in with the intensity and like the consistency that they need to in the beginning.
Right.
And then it catches up with them in the end.
Well, yeah. And exactly. And that's the reason that we're not doing 12-week preps. Like we don't do that.
No. I won't do a 12-week prep unless I have like 2 clients I would do that with. Probably Tiffany and Stephanie. And that's probably it.
Right. Well, they stay pretty on point.
They
check in the off season.
They are pretty much, their off season looks very identical to their in season with as far as like their food choices, their lifestyles,
right.
They're pretty predictable. They don't gain a lot of body fat in the off season. And they also are genetically predisposed to be leaner than most of my clients.
Right.
So I would be very comfortable after having put both of them on stage several times being like, we could pull off a 12-week prep. It might hurt a little bit for you for more than what you're used to.
Yeah.
But I would feel confident in doing that.
I think for everybody though, like even so is like 30, 24 weeks, something along those lines. You definitely need to start like dialing your shit in, making sure you're ready. Because if you're waiting, like if you're like, okay, 30 weeks out, we're going to start a prep and you're like not doing the shit for the first 10 weeks, it ain't going to work out for you. Okay. So you have to work the plan. You have to do the things. If you're not doing them in the beginning, you're probably not going to make it if you can't make up that time that you've already lost. Right. Another thing too is like when you are cheating on your diet. Okay. That's also going to set you back a week or 2. So your coach has already had this plan for you. But if you are going back on what the plan is, now your coaches have to scramble to kind of figure out how we can make a deficit back of whatever it was that wasn't on plan or whatever you ate and all of that.
And sometimes I won't do that if I'm being honest.
Right.
Because I'm like, the things that I would need to do are way too drastic. And like ethically, I'm not doing that.
Right.
If you do that, that's on you. But like what I have in place is the safest, healthiest, most appropriate route for us to get there based off the timeline that we discussed.
Yeah.
And if you fucked that up, well, I can't, we're maxing out my ethical limits here,
Right.
Like I'm not going to put you on 3 hours of cardio.
Ew,
I'm just not a day. Like I'm just not doing that. If you want to do that, that's on you. I would say, let's just not do the show. It's not worth it. You want to spend 3 hours doing cardio and train and try to have a life and eat 1,100 calories? No, thank you.
No.
Not any fun.
I can't even think about that like as being a thing.
It's a thing.
No.
It's a thing. If that's a thing, then you just shouldn't compete. You're not ready.
Yeah.
Or you're doing all of that because you can't stay on plan And then it's like this vicious cycle.
Right. Yeah.
Which builds terrible eating problems.
Yeah.
You know, lays the foundation for a great old eating disorder.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
a whole nother situation.
If we want to be honest, we're not going to talk about that.
I mean, we can talk about this part. I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding basically is an eating disorder.
I mean, it kind of, it can be
a
for
little
some
bit.
people.
Yeah.
And again, we have some outliers where it's not. But if you do not have your head on straight and have a focused strategy for that, you are setting yourself up for a world of hurt post show.
I didn't even start my first prep until I felt comfortable around food. Because obviously, you know, if you guys have been around for a minute, you guys know that I was almost 300 pounds. So obviously there's something wrong there, right? You don't just get 300 pounds because you get 300 pounds. So, you know, I had to really work on my relationship with food before I even went into a prep. So with that, you know, meaning I needed to start eating healthy. I was tracking my macros. I was looking at my foods. I was making sure that I wasn't overeating. There was no binge eating. You know, I didn't feel like I was going to scratch my face off when I was around desserts. You know, with the fact of where we started with macros, I was allowed to kind of fit those things in where I needed to. But then when prep came time, it was like, this is your meal plan and this is what you need to eat. If you eat anything off of that, you're not doing it right.
Mm-hmm. And that's how it goes. And we'll get into the topic of like meal plan versus macros here in a second, but I don't want to skip this topic without really, you know, and I hope like if you, and I know this sounds like super serious right now, but like if you know somebody who could potentially be dealing with this, that you share this podcast with them, just to let them know that the severity of you continuing to do show after show to fix the damage from the previous show is a problem.
Yeah.
And I did that for my first 4 shows. I think I attribute it a lot to the style in which like cheat meals were like seen as glorifying all this like bad food that I couldn't have.
Right.
And like, let me just say, this is out of my scope of practice. I'm not a specialist in like eating disorders, or I typically don't like to take on clients that even have that.
Yeah.
Not because I don't empathize with them, but it's like, it's not my specialty, you know, and I don't want to cause any more harm to anybody. So it was like, show, binge my face off, gain 25 pounds. Great. How do I fix that? Pick another show. And like, I repeated that with that same coach 4 times in a row. And it was miserable. It was miserable, and it destroyed my self-body image, how I felt about myself. It skewed my perception of like just dieting in general and like the whole bodybuilding experience and all that. So, I mean, and I took a hiatus for a little bit, and then I went back into bikini, and then that kind of happened too. So you have to know that if you are doing show after show to fix the body fat that you gained before, you are perpetuating the problem. You're better off taking time off, healing your relationship with food, you know, finding more comfort in like your body in the off season, and focus on different goals until you feel like you've got past that and like you're at a set point where you are like comfortable in your body, like feeling comfortable.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I know. I was just like thinking about it a little bit.
What were you thinking?
I'm just like, yeah, I mean, competing is a lot. And even so, as of now, you know, I still have those times where I feel like, you know, a binge is going to come on or things like that. And, you know, I feel like I'm better equipped with some like tools and whatnot to kind of like get me out of that. Because we talked about this last week too, is that I haven't like binged in a long time. And I feel like that goes to show a lot of the fact of that we did take a long off season. Maybe I did gain a little bit more fat than I needed to, but I'm, you know, still doing the things. I'm comfortable in my body. I think people talk to me a lot about confidence, and getting stage lean is not going to make you confident. Okay. I'll tell you right now,
it makes it worse.
When I am stage lean, I feel
so ugly.
So weird. I do not. I feel like people are staring at me like, give me like 8 to 6 weeks out, a bitch look good.
But you're still hungry.
I'm still hungry. Yes.
For sure.
But anything past that, getting close to show, like I know I'd be looking like a freak show Okay. I know my face is going to be sunken in. You know, my muscles are bigger than most dudes. And at least my tits are big now. I mean,
yes, but the stage body. I think a lot of people think like, oh, if I could do that, I would be confident. Like I finally, like all of a sudden when you get to stage, you are now on the throne of confidence.
Or
and I'm
even
like,
your goal weight.
So not.
Or
like,
even your goal weight.
Right. But the whole time that you're in competition prep, you have to think about what's like mentally is going on for most people, right? Like I'm still not good enough yet.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
For the full 30 weeks.
For however many weeks. Like it's still not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Right. Mm-hmm. Which is true. Right. From the perspective of like, you have to get on stage and you're going to be judged and like, you need to be the specific level of conditioning, but that's not true for like who you are every day. Right. Like you're looking fantastic. It's good enough. So that's what's like, when people are like, enjoy the journey. I'm like, yes, you need to enjoy the journey.
Right.
You need to walk around naked. You need to be comfortable in your body. You need to understand that your competition body is not realistic. So what you have now is even not realistic, really, generally, when you're like starting to get into those like 8 to weeks to stage.
Yeah.
So fucking rock that shit.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be gone.
But that's the thing too, is like people ask me like, how are you so confident? Because, you know, like I'm not the leanest girl right now, but I'll rock a pair of booty shorts and, you know, let my midriff hang out, wear my sports bra to the gym. And it's a practice. You're never going to feel comfortable doing something unless you're doing it. Right. And it goes to show a lot of like pole dancing did bring that out in me, but we don't pole dance anymore. So I just have to feel strong in my body and be like, you know what, whether I'm 30 pounds heavier or 30 pounds lighter, I'm grateful for my body. I love the way I feel. I love the way I look. And, you know, even if that is somebody thinks I look good or they don't, I just need to know that I love my body and I love it for what it does.
I love that. I'll never forget. I did this photo shoot. It's the one where I'm like sitting on the floor with like the Wonder Woman robe.
Is that the one with the donuts?
It's that same photo
kitchen?
shoot. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's that era, right?
Okay.
I did a few different wardrobe changes, but I'll never forget when I had those photos taken and he sent them back to me. And I saw the one where I'm like sitting on the ground and he made me laugh and he got a really like candid shot of me laughing and like playing with my hair or whatever. And all I saw was this teensy tiny, and I say that now, but it wasn't then.
Oh.
Teensy tiny little roll.
Belly roll.
Ah,
you told me this story
before. This tiny little belly roll. And all I kept thinking was, I love this picture, but I'm not going to post it because I hate that you can see that belly roll right there.
And you've posted it.
I love that picture. But at the time, I was like, this is terrible because I was still in that mindset of thinking like, I'm not good enough because I'm not stage lean.
You are your own worst critic.
Yes.
Everybody.
Everybody. Even still, like I have my moments. You know, I'm telling her, I'm like, I can't stand this little spot on the back of my leg.
I about punched you in the face.
I know, but it's just like, if that's the worst of my problems,
your little booty
I'm
cheekies.
fine. Okay. But my point being is that it affects multiple things, right? So while you're on this massive quest to get on stage, and it's an admirable thing, and I wouldn't take it back for anything, I think because also it has educated me along the way to share the stories, right, that come out of crazy person's brain, and you too.
Yes.
And I also feel like well equipped, should I get the wild hair, to be better put together for handling that. Mm-hmm. But I think people should know that like, these are like the things that people don't talk about.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Totally.
Right. And here we are to tell another tale.
All the tales.
Okay. Let's go over something else that is one that I struggled with kicking and screaming for a long time, which is meal plan based competition preps versus following macro based approaches.
Yes.
And there's a lot of controversy out there.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to like assuage anyone either direction. However, I will say that in my experience of having done this and doing a macro-based approach where I'm like, I'm being a little extra, right? Like, I'm like, oh, I can totally swap out the egg yolks for some cheese or the fats for some chocolate, right? Like shit like that. Mm-hmm. there's people like we give our clients some flexibility with that, even in contest prep where we're like, okay, pick from these proteins.
Right.
But that's it. It's nothing fancy.
No.
It's not like, oh, you can swap that out for a toaster pastry.
Yeah.
Or what are those called? Pop-Tarts.
I have some really awesome clients that make protein fluff bowls, and she keeps it consistent and she gets to keep that thing for pretty while on her prep. And so she's pretty happy about that.
Yeah, but it's not,
it's not fancy.
It's not fancy. And I know that I've worked with clients before where we've done just a macro-based approach up into a certain point.
Yeah.
And things like that. But most of the time it was like, I knew I was okay with you doing it because clearly you're the other macro wizard of this family.
Right.
My daughter is a macro wizard. And so she had some autonomy up until certain points with her prep.
Yeah.
But
I still switched to a meal plan. It's so much easier. And I also think this for brand new clients. Like if you're not sure how to do a macro approach, get a meal plan.
For contest prep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I know I've had some clients quit competition prep with me before. Like this was years ago.
Yeah.
In the beginning, because they're like, I've been on this diet for like 3 weeks and I can't imagine eating chicken every day like this. Or I can't imagine, having chicken or just switching between these few proteins or not, or having to eat these 5 meals every day or
then
whatever. And I'm like,
then you're not cut out to be a competitor.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, buddy, but this is usually how it goes.
I guess the question would be is, do you want to win?
There's that too. How well do you want to do?
Do you want to win?
We're not saying there's like magic in the meal plan.
No.
But you have to think about what it is you're doing. We
definitely figure out a lot of things. I think as soon as somebody switches to a meal plan, like for me, y'all know I can't be having fucking sweet potatoes and I'm angry about it.
Yeah. And also too, the other thing too, besides like food choices is like, I have some clients like Kate is on, I believe one of my clients is on 6 meals a day.
Uh-huh.
And then I have another client where that doesn't work. That's like way too many meals. And she's on 4.
Yeah.
So, so there's variances there. I don't feel like everybody needs to have 6 meals to bodybuild. It can be 4, maybe you aren't up that many hours. Maybe you, can space that out or whatever. So nothing is always set in stone, but you can't like think you're going to contest prep and eat 1 meal a day, and like,
no, there's no way that's going to work.
No. And that's the thing is what we were talking about earlier when some people think I'm going to do more.
I'm going to do more. So I'm going to eat less. I'm going to do more cardio. I'm going to work legs and upper body in one day.
Because my coach is going to make me fat eating these 6 meals a day. I've heard that before. I'm going to get fat. If you want me to eat these 6 meals a day, I'm going to get fat. And I'm like, this isn't my first rodeo.
Not if you eat what's on the meal plan.
I've done this a time.
If you eat shit off of the meal plan, yes, you probably will.
Because they associate like, before they get their meal plan and they realize like these are whole foods that are a fraction of the calories of the fucking Chipotle burrito, the Taco Bell,
the
Starbucks Frappuccino that you had today.
I'm hungry.
That's all the calories.
Yeah. I mean, this is funny because I have heard from, I think like 3 clients in the last couple of weeks. I gave them meal plans because, it's summer and Coco Bongo is like right around the corner.
Coco Bongo.
So I gave them some meal plans and they were like, I am so surprised I'm not hungry. I'm like, bitch, you're eating more than you were on macros. So yeah, and you're losing weight. There's a reason for that.
Yeah. The other thing with macros in a contest prep scenario is there's too much temptation to fuck off.
Yeah.
There really is.
I can't even have nut butter in my fucking meal plan.
I know my clients. I get to know them. I'm always listening.
Yeah.
I see when things are in their macros and their MyFitnessPal or whatever. And so when it comes time to contest prep, coach pulls certain things out. Like you don't get nut butters. We can't do nut butters. That's a trigger food for you. If it's in your house, if it's in your pantry, you're going to black out one day and you're going to be fistful of almond butter or nut butter.
So I can have Oreos instead?
You cannot do that either.
Oh.
But I will say like we've had to do that. my last prep, my son literally had to take all the nut butters and lock them in his bedroom. That's how terrible it was.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
I was like, I can't be trusted around nut butter. I'll get it out of the garbage. I don't care what you do with it. I think psychopath.
I think this is another thing to kind of talk to you, actually, which we didn't even really talk to, is that, you think you're eating good foods, like, oh, I'm on prep and I've got a meal plan, but I'm just going to eat this protein bar. Mm-hmm. How do you like that?
Protein bars?
Yeah.
I think they're absolute dog shit, but I love them.
They're amazing, right? But that's the thing, is it becomes like a temptation kind of a thing. You can't have that around when you're in prep.
No.
Because you're going to be tempted to eat it. I know like there's something goes to say for like when you're in a pinch, but what if that...
You shouldn't be in a pinch, bitch.
You should not be in a pinch. I know. You know what? And I think that's something as well, is that you can be very well planned out. If I was you, which I know a lot of people that are in prep that do this, is they bring all of their meals with them, because then nothing can get in the way of them being on point. So, for me, I knew when I was working at the office that I was going to be gone for at least 3 meals. Those meals would always come with me. But there was always a chance that the 4th meal might either need to be pushed, or I wouldn't get it if I didn't have it with me. So it's always better to be prepared and bring shit with you than to just be like, oh, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to figure it out. And that goes for anybody that's trying to be in a deficit and trying to lose weight. Yeah, oh, I eat pretty good. Well, you don't know that.
No, I mean, I've heard all kinds of things, right? Like, oh, I was in a pinch and I didn't have my meals, or I was out and about running around, on the weekend, and I, wasn't going to get home in time to eat food. So I just went and got a Jamba Juice protein smoothie. What? That is not even a thing. Like,
healthy foods.
Why would you think that's a thing in contest prep? No, absolutely not. And just to go back, I didn't want to forget, like, I don't think protein bars are dog shit in the sense that like you shouldn't eat them.
In contest prep.
But when you're in contest prep, and this has always been my philosophy, and I know protein bars are great because they kind of curb a sweet tooth thing or whatever. But the problem is when you're eating 1,300 calories and you want to swap out one of your meals for a protein bar that is going to take some of those calories away, you're going to be even more starving. Yeah. So it's almost like just suffer through that craving, surf the urge, chew a piece of gum, have a cup of tea, don't eat the protein bar, so you can get your real meals in and be effective for your physique,
and not feel starving.
Ain't nobody winning pro cards eating protein bars every day that I know of. Okay, maybe someone's gonna come out of the woodwork.
It also goes to show too, though, is that like with sugar-free shit and stuff like that, it sits on your body.
Big time.
I see a huge difference between using Splenda and stevia. And that's like stupid. That's a stupid swap.
But let me tell you why we can do that. Why we know the difference in shit like this is because we have been skeletons, okay, with a skin sheath on us.
Yes.
And really big muscles. And therefore, the foods that went into our bodies were very minimal.
Yeah.
So when anything new enters the system, our body's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What is this shit you're eating? And instantly have a reaction. Okay, I'm being very exaggerated because that's not everybody, but a lot of the times,
most people,
when you have stripped your body of processed foods, gluten, dairy, fun, okay, and you're living on a contest prep diet, and you go to try to add in your fucking Walden Farms, your G. Hughes barbecue, your what else? Your Crystal Lights, your Mios, your 100 packs of gum, all that shit that's like fake ass bullshit. Your gut does not know what to do with that. It's not a real thing. Okay. Yeah. So it affects a lot of things. And you would be surprised when I have my clients pull that out, because I'm human. I'm talking shit on it, but I fucking loved using that shit at some point.
Oh, yeah.
My last prep, Casey was like, absolutely not. You have GI issues. You have gut issues.
Yeah.
Do not use anything sugar-free. Do you know how badly that killed me?
You know what I do notice though too is that, when you have more sweet shit, you crave more sweet shit.
It's so absolutely.
I know that there's lots of like stupid competition prep hacks, and I've done them. Okay. Like sweet rice, sweet breakfast. Like I actually don't even have usually my sweet breakfast first. I usually make that like a meal too, or I save it for nighttime because then I know like I'm not going to be craving more sweet shit throughout the day because I know that I have it later on for the night.
It's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing. And that's why I really, really try to push clients to cut out sugar-free stuff most of the time anyways, but definitely my athletes because it's a really, really slippery slope. And I feel like it makes post-show 10 times worse.
Oh, God.
10 times worse because then
you still want all that sweet shit.
You want all that sweet shit, but now you can technically have that sweet shit, but now you're going to have the sweet shit that's like quadruple the calories.
Like cheesecake.
Yeah. So it's like the sooner that you just stop consuming so much sugar-free stuff, like I'm drinking a diet soda right now, but I have like, it's one, it's like one every 3 days or 4 days or something, right? I'm like, it's a treat.
Right.
And it's not because I'm like, it's bad for me or, the aspartame or whatever. It's just like, I know it makes me bloated. I know like my stomach is going to be distended from the sugar alcohols and all that fun stuff. And so it's like, it's not worth it in a contest prep scenario when your goal is keeping your waist tight, making sure you're pooping properly.
Oh, yeah.
And also minimizing your cravings. Because if you think you have cravings without the sugar-free stuff, add the sugar-free stuff, talk to me in a week, and you're going to be like climbing the walls.
Bad.
You're going to be climbing the walls. So it's best if you just start to wean yourself off.
You said something that we didn't talk about that I think we need to talk about.
Oh, tell me.
Poop.
Yeah.
We should talk about poop.
We should. I like talking about
poop during prep.
I pooped my pants today. That's a real thing, folks. I don't know what to tell you.
You weren't going to say that. Well, thanks for sharing with our friends.
I wasn't going to tell you that. I thought it was a fart. I don't know. I was like, and you know what it was? And this is perfect. You guys, I'm not lying. I'm being 100 right now. I totally shat myself. Now, this is perfect. Let me tell you why. Because we're talking about sugar-free stuff. And what did I tell you was the reason why I shat my pants?
Sugar-free.
I had Dunkin' Donuts today. Not a donut, but I had coffee and I had them add sugar-free sweetener in
What
it.
Flavor?
Coconut, I think, or and almond. And so it fucked up my stomach.
How many pumps did they give you?
I don't know, but just enough for me to shart myself. Okay, so anyways, poop.
Pooping is difficult on prep.
Yeah.
Okay. Your calories are low. Your output is high. You're using everything that's in your body, so there's not a lot of waste to go out. Okay. So
Lisa said that's
a shart.
It was a shart. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed right now. I'm turning pink. Like a shrimpy.
So I think that's one thing also that is very under talked about.
Is digestion.
Are going to have a shitty time not shitting.
Yeah, it's very common. It's very common. I'm actually going through the John Jewett course right now, and that's the module that I'm on for female.
The poop one?
For female contest prep. He was just talking about how clearly, like we know this, but when you get into a contest prep diet scenario, your fiber comes down. Your food volume comes down. A lot of times people are abusing things like sugar-free items that are kind of killing off their natural gut flora and things like that. So you have to get your clients regular. And so some tools he talked about, and if you do this is on you. I didn't tell you to do it, but he is talking about the fact that like estrogen and how it's processed and like the liver and all the things together. I'm paraphrasing. This is not my specialty.
Right.
But he does talk about how using DIM and I think it's calcium glycinate maybe during prep helps get that kind of process through your system. So it helps with digestion. And
so it just like pushes poop through your intestines.
It helps you break down. And so you're not as constipated. Okay. He talks about using the Bristol stool chart to kind of assess where your stool is.
What it looks like.
Is it hard pebbles like a rabbit?
Yeah.
Is it, like, does it look like a payday bar? Like all the things.
Is it a shart in your underpants?
Like sharting in your underpants. So he does talk about that, but it is a legit problem. It
is.
I have some extreme cases with clients.
It's uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good. I believe the sweet potato was 7 days.
Yeah. So Coach Glitter had an incident where she didn't poop for 7 days. Yeah.
I smelled like it too.
You were turning orange. And she just wasn't breaking down sweet potatoes. anymore. Your body stopped breaking them down. I was like, no, we're just going to park it right here in this shit tube.
Intestine.
In the shit tube.
Yeah.
We're just going to.
There was a backup on the 99.
We're going to let it ferment in there and turn you orange. You literally looked
so tan.
like a carrot.
I was so tan.
And I was like scratching my head one day. I'm like, what are you eating? Because you were doing macros, right? And like I hadn't seen your check-in, or I don't know. And you're like, just potatoes. And your gut was like 8 months pregnant. And I'm like, stop potatoes immediately. And let's move to rice.
You know what's really funny is now I just prefer rice cakes.
Yeah. Because they just digest
I just
super
prefer
fast.
them.
It's like eating air. It's like eating
Crunchy
those like
air.
packing peanuts.
I like it better than popcorn.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I disagree with you on that.
Nope.
Okay. Lastly,
I don't know if it's lastly.
this.
Oh, is that where we're going?
I don't know. What were you going to talk about?
No, just keep going.
This is going to be like a forever rant.
Okay.
We're deciding where we want to go next with the topic. Okay. Since we're just talking about truths, let's just finish with this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. With going to nationals.
Yeah.
We talk about this. We've talked about this a little bit occasionally.
Yeah.
Last year we were talking about, I asked Jake about this. I'm like, okay, like 2 cents on like going to nationals. You shouldn't just go to nationals if you win one show.
No.
Right? You get nationally qualified. You don't even win the show. You win the open class or whatever. You win your open class. It's highly unlikely that you are ready to just go straight to nationals. So I admire when girls are excited and they're like, oh, I'm nationally qualified. Like, let's talk about going to nationals. And I'm like, we really have data from one show, just one show. And this collective of competitors right here. Let's pluck you into a few others. For me, I feel like 3 is a lucky number. Like if you hit 3 decent shows where you're being judged by Sandy or Tyler, like the 2 head judges that hand out pro cards, NPC to the IFBB. Okay, let's talk to them. Let's see what their suggestion is. I highly recommend you stay after the show if you are thinking about going to nationals and getting their feedback and asking them directly, do you think I should go to nationals? Not just because you got nationally qualified.
Yeah. I feel like if you've done one show and you won and you got nationally qualified and you want to go, you're going to get stomped.
Yeah, more than likely.
You have to think.
98% of the people probably will.
You have to think. These women are competing to be a pro. Have you seen the pros lately?
They're insane.
Have you fucking seen them? They are out of this world, right? All of the categories, they keep morphing, they keep changing. And these pros are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you are not phenomenal in the NPC, you're not going to do well at nationals.
Yes. But I think too, like, you know how it is because you've won.
Yeah.
So you know that feeling where you're like, I'm a bitch, right?
I felt
like,
great.
Hand me my pro card, Sandy.
I didn't go that far.
Okay. But like you kind of feel like on top of the world and like everything's amazing and like everybody's congratulating you and you worked your ass off and you're like, oh yes, I can do this. I think I can become pro.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's such a small chance that you're going to go to nationals on your first try and get your pro card.
Well, that goes to show, right? Most people compete at nationals more than once before they even get top 10, top 5.
Yes.
And then getting their pro card.
Right. So that's the thing you also have to understand too, is nationals is an entirely different beast. So when you get your national qualify or whatever, and you head to one of these national shows, especially for like junior USAs, forget it. You're going up against the other women, a lot of times who have competed multiple times, who have tried multiple times to get their pro card. They've had their face in front of Sandy and Tyler multiple times, which I think also says something about like your commitment to the sport and all the things too, right?
Yeah.
Along with your physique.
Right.
So you have all these things that you have to think before you go to a nationally qualified or a national show that it's just not realistic.
I have a question.
I'm not saying don't do it, but just be prepared to be disappointed.
And spend a lot of money.
Right.
So I have a question about nationals, right? I know there's different shows, right? Is one of them strictly open? And other ones that are 35 and over?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So so when you go for your pro card, there are like Masters Nationals.
Okay.
Which is where I got my pro card. And that's going to be the divisions like 35, 45, 55, 60, or 35, 40, 45, 50. So I think they go by 5 increments because I got mine in 35 and 40.
Okay.
So that's for us mature individuals. And then you have things like
Junior USA is open, correct?
Yeah. So, and what that means is you're going to compete against women of all ages.
20 years and up.
Your girl was not as dumb. I was not going to go try to compete with the girls in open.
Right.
Why would I do that to myself? Okay. I'm not trying to compete, which I will say I did actually place ahead of girls who were significantly, I was 40, whatever, when I got my pro card and I competed in 35 and over. So I surpassed some women in their 35s, obviously, clearly.
Right.
But still, I mean, I don't want to go and compete with like a 25-year-old who's been bodybuilding for 5 years solid and like has youth on her side.
Yeah.
And perfect hormones and no babies and all the things. Like, it's just no thank you. So it's a more even playing field when you are over 35 and you're competing against other people the same age.
Basically, don't get excited about going to nationals if you win one show.
Yes, although it is a very amazing achievement, right, like celebrate that. I'm not saying I'm not taking anything away from that, but also not being completely oblivious to the beast that is going to nationals. Like, you go to a normal show, you could have competed against 5, 6, 7 girls or more, clearly, right? You go to nationals, like each of my classes, I believe, had over 30 people in them.
It's crazy.
Yeah. In figure. Bikini's worse.
Yeah.
Wellness is worse, I feel like. Yeah. So that's where you're like, okay. I think I've told this before where I walked backstage and I was like, well, that was fun. With Crystal, to get my pro card, I was like, these girls all look fucking amazing.
Right.
It was fun to just drag my friend out here for me to make a fool of myself.
No, you did great.
And I did great. But I mean, that's how like even me having won was like, I should go home right now. Like, I just wanted to go home and cry to my mommy.
I think that also goes to show, like, if you talk to the judges and they tell you that you need to grow after your show, like you're not big enough for the category or something is lacking or lagging, you probably should take some time off so you can grow, because they're basically telling you that you're not quite fitting the category just yet. You need to go, you need to put your pen and paper down, make a plan, get in there, do what your coach says, and then come back better instead of just going into another prep for another show to just do and look the same way you already did.
Yeah. That's the whole point of bodybuilding. And I think a lot of people like, I don't want to say they miss that or they don't get it, but it's like the point should be for you to improve from your previous show. Mm-hmm. When you've never competed before, obviously you don't know that, right?
Right.
And so it's like where it's a guessing game. Your coach is trying to see, how lean we can get you and all that stuff for the division you're in. And then after that, it should be a matter of, okay, this is my first show or whatever show. This is how I did. Mm-hmm. This was like realistically the lineup. Was it a shitty show? Was there just not very many people showed up or whatever? And then, sit with the judges and ask them. You're going to have to hang out. It's going to be annoying. Your family's going to want to leave. Okay. But it's best if you just do it right at point of and wait. Usually the judges will sit at the table and they'll wait after the show for a little bit and people will line up and you can go ask them immediately for feedback.
Right.
You can also email them. A lot of times that's a longer, lengthier process. But if you placed like top 3 in your category and you really are interested in pursuing further things with like bodybuilding and competing and things like that, it would only make sense that you hang out to find out what the judges' critiques are of your physique so you can next day get to business.
I'm not going to lie. I've never done that.
No, but a lot of people, don't. You haven't been particularly obsessed with the pro card on the mind.
Correct.
So
correct.
My girls that have like Erica and Kate, we stayed after. We talked to the judges like, okay, like she did really well. Like you knew, like how many shows did I make them win?
Yeah, I know.
We shouldn't go to nationals just yet. Let's do another one. Right. And they swooped several shows. And then the judges were like, you're ready for nationals.
Yeah.
So then we
That's
did.
so exciting.
It's exciting, which even when they say that, doesn't guarantee you're going to get your pro card, but at least you're at that caliber and you can go compete and see where you line up at nationals. So that's really how you should go into it with that frame of mind at nationals is like, yes, best case scenario, you win your pro card, but no, you don't. And you see where you line up against some of the best in the world at that time, at that show. Or
and then
whatever.
You'll get more feedback.
Or in the whatever. Yes.
Then you'll get more feedback. You'll take some time off. You'll try and fix whatever that was lacking. And then you'll come back and do it again.
And if you just like to do this because it's like a great goal for you every summer, like we have a couple clients like that where they're like, it's fun for me. I like to get lean and do this during the summer and they enjoy that process.
Yeah.
They don't have a desire to like pursue this and like get a pro card and do all that. They're not really super concerned with like staying after and getting feedback and like, okay, great. Like we'll get it through email or whatever, but they're not trying to go to nationals in like 3 weeks.
Right.
So it's not as important to them.
Right.
So, and then we just, we deal with the off-season stuff after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's my favorite season.
Me too. Forever off-season. We had somebody ask a question. Have competitors ever had dizzy spells and fainted on stage due to the hunger or other prep factors? Yeah.
On stage?
I haven't had any of my athletes do that, but you're pushing your body to an extreme. Male bodybuilders have passed out on stage multiple times.
I think it's harder for men.
Yeah, it's harder. It's harder because they have to make weight.
And they also have big muscles.
Yeah.
So they need to have less fat.
Yeah, they have to be extra shredded, so definitely a lot leaner than the women. But yeah, we were talking about this. I passed out the day that I got my pro card.
Yeah.
I passed out in the makeup chair and I was like,
I don't think I ever actually passed out, but I've definitely
come close.
Been dizzy. I need to like lay down a little bit.
Yeah, it's a thing. You're pushing your body to an extreme, and that's why we tell people like it's an extreme sport. It's just like people don't think of it as a sport because we're not really doing anything that's like.
I was just talking to my husband about this. He's like,
I don't want to say we're not doing anything athletic, but you know what I mean.
He's like, that doesn't sound healthy. And I was like, it's not. It's an extreme sport. It is not healthy for your body. Like getting there, yeah, probably. But then those last few weeks, those aren't
It's not.
best.
It's not, yeah. PMS cravings, tips during a cut. I don't
Stop
know.
eating sweet shit and you won't want more sweet shit.
I know. It's like you have to get creative on like making your food differently.
Actually, I got this little protein powder and I don't know the name of it. Damn it. Somebody got me a gift of protein powder, which is fucking amazing. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make protein mug cakes.
Oh, yummy.
You literally just scoop the protein in the cup.
Oh, you don't even have
and
to measure it and do all the
water in
things.
it.
That's so nice.
I'm like, and I ate it the other night. That was my birthday cake the other night.
Oh my gosh, you were hilarious.
When I got home. And it was delicious. Okay. I don't know what it was, but it was delicious.
Yeah. For PMS, it's like, it's hard. It's really hard for my girls.
I have rice cakes
during prep, but yeah,
with cinnamon and stevia or Splenda on
really
top.
Nothing exciting I can really tell you, but that typically, like if I was in a prep, and I'm not telling you to do this, but that's usually when I'll be like, I'm going to have a diet soda today because my cravings are off the hook. Like I'm going to have a diet soda with my dinner, like a diet squirt or diet 7-Up or something like that. And that sounds like so stupid because like, that's not even going to kill a craving if I want a cookie. I just want a cookie.
Eat pickles. Eat pickles.
Eat salty things.
Yeah, eat
like
pickles. It makes you not want the sweet things. I noticed that the other day.
Okay, somebody asked, did you ever stick to the Lume deodorant stuff? It's terrible. It smells like cheesy butthole. No.
It says smell funny.
It's gross, so I gave it up.
My daughter has the deodorant, but I'll try it.
Oh, I don't
know.
Well, it's a cream. All of them are creams.
No, the deodorant is a stick.
Oh.
I saw it in her drawer.
Well, I haven't used that, but the cream, I'm done using that shit. Are you going to the Legion Sports Fest? I would love to meet you and have been binging your podcast. Yes, come say hi if you find me, please. I'll probably be wearing a red backpack. That's usually my go-to at Legion, but I do believe will likely have my pros will be competing there. I just realized that both of them are going to be there.
Oh my gosh,
I'm so head down,
yay.
and their check-ins come in at different days. So, but yeah, both of my IFBB pros will be competing at Legion. Erica Phillips, she'll be competing in the open figure and masters figure. We're going to try to do both days back to back. Kind of see where she lands there. And then Kate will be doing the open wellness. And then we might have one of my amateur girls that's interested in doing that show as well. So I'll have at least a couple girls there.
I should have a couple amateur girls going there too. So
yeah,
we're excited. I love Legion. When we did Legion for your pro show, like that was so much fun.
It was fun.
It was a blast.
It was a blast. I feel like I didn't get to enjoy it as much as I wanted to because obviously I was competing.
Do you want me to go back to the videos? Because you fucking enjoyed it, bro.
What do you mean?
The memories come up all the time and I'm like, oh my gosh, remember when you were being so funny?
Why was I funny? I don't remember. I was delirious.
We were feeding you things.
Oh, yeah.
And I may or may not have given you alcohol.
Yes. Sorry, Casey.
Oops.
Yeah. But I needed to relax. I was like, I found out like usually, my MO is like, I don't follow anybody on Instagram when I'm competing. I don't want to know who I'm competing against. I'm not even doing that shit. And I found out that morning who I was competing against, and not like, it was just like, I wasn't intending like I was going to win, but I was just like, I didn't want anything negative in my head to like fuck me up in my chi.
Right.
And that happened. And I was like, I'm not winning, you guys, so I should probably have a shot of vodka. And that's what
I was like, are you serious? Okay.
Yeah. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. I think we're done. That was fun. If you like this podcast today, make sure to share it with somebody who might be in contest prep. Let them know.
Post it on your story. Tag us so we can repost you.
All right. We love y'all.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Boss Bitch Radio. It would mean the world to me if you could rate and review the podcast. If you could give us a 5-star review on iTunes, drop us a little comment. We will read those, and we offer prizes as a ethical bribe for you to leave us some great mojo and words of affirmation. You know that is my love language. And also, if you're over on Spotify, you can rate and review it there as well. All of this helps other women, other people, other folks see us, hear us, and learn from all of the amazing boss bitch tools and hacks, and hopefully get some LOLs. And if not, if anything, if you could share this with one person, I'd love you forever. And I know you are just here for my undying love. And last but not least, please, 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 please come find me over on Instagram so we can be buddies. We can be Insta fam over there. I am Diane Flores _IFBB_pro. Come say hi, drop me a DM, let me know what you think of the podcast. I'm always open for new suggestions and feedback as well. And I hope you listen again soon.